So how do we make the most of this? The president has, spoken about the need for this, but, there are still concerns that, the government should not make this, should not make this a selfish venture, and the government should not derail from the original intents of this youth conference. What are your thoughts on how we can make the most of this, out of this conference?
Yes, just like I said, these look at the topic we're dealing with. We said nation building. Nation building is not a field of expertise. So there's no specialty in this field.
See that somebody said I'm an expert in nation building? No. Nobody's an expert in nation building. When you want to build a nation, you must understand what the nation is. Is the spirit of the people. Is a collective consciousness of the people. Is the collective consciousness and aspiration of the people. Is beyond a geographical entity called Nigeria. That is what I said. The greatest challenges we face as a people since our founding father bequeathed to us this great entity called Nigeria is how do we consciously create a nation out of it? Nigeria is a nation, just like I used to put it in my word. Nigeria is a nation waiting to be born. So what we are about is even deeper than this. Just like I said that what you need to turn a house to a home, you need wisdom. To turn a house to a home is deeper than that. Even the youth conference, I can align to find an innovative way to do that, which can cut cost. It's very good. We have to be disciplined, fiscal discipline about that. But what I'm trying to say, that one is just going to be a subset in that original. We want to convey a national what we are asking and have written. Just immediately, and we'll be talking. Our organization have been talking about this for over 10 years. We'll be talking about it that Nigeria is at the pinnacle of the most significant evolutionary transition. If anybody that can discern time, how the evolution of society, you will perceive, you will know that Nigeria is at that precipice that it needs a conscious creation of what they call a nation. A nation, and permit me to quickly go so that anyone listening will understand what I mean by creating a nation. Just like I said, an independent can be given. The British gave us independence. You can go and have an independent. But to build a nation, you must first create it. Nations are created. If you do not consciously create one, you can never build any. What we are about is nation building. People don't understand that you have to first create a nation. Nation is like a revelation. People see it from the inside. They know what they want. They are seeing that, and they consciously create that. Then before start building it, just like an architect delineate. Just like the person that owns a building. This is what I wanted of a building. Then an architect will now start delineating it on the paper. Then the building now goes. That is it. Even the human nature is like that. Even God, our Creator is like that is how it is. Because nation building is a principle that you must understand it. Just like the world we are living is governed by principles. You must understand. Nation building is is not just what you run to. Great and unified nation do not happen by historical accident. It's never a happenstance. They are product of a conscious statecraft. That is why exceptional people and leaders that had transformed their society positively and altered the course of history for their generation had combined wisdom and power in the practice of statecraft. That is why we are advocating that let us bring wisdom to power. If you have political power, what we are faced with, it cannot just do just ordinary conference or just or political power. People have been in position of power. That is what I call in my meditation about this great entity Nigeria. I call it powerlessness of power. People have been in position of power, but yet Nigeria, all of us know the negative indices about Nigeria. I don't like it. I just like to focus on. I don't like to say much of that. I just like to focus on the way forward, on the solutions. That is what our organization has been doing for over 30 years. Even part of our organization, we have an alternative development concept that is a 40 years conclusive research work that we had done. And just like immediately during when our dear Mr. President announced, and permit me to say that it is a very, very welcome idea, because that is how it goes. It must be through dialogue. It must be through dialogue. This great entity, just like I said, our founding father bequeathed to us this great entity, gifted to us this great entity called Nigeria, without bitterness or bloodshed. That is our genius. That is where we started from. If you don't know where you're coming from, you never know where you are headed. Dialogue. They said, those great men said, they are going to give us a country, an independent country, without war. And they did that through dialogue. So dialogue is the way. So Mr. President is just on point. So what we needed to do is that we are ready as an organization. In short, if I'm leaving today, we have submitted immediately. The president announced the first after the response to the end bad government. We submitted to Mr. President. We wrote to Mr. President that we are ready to bring all our research so that we can profile strategy modalities to that. So today we are going to submit another letter to the Mr. President that we are ready. Since he's calling for that dialogue again, no matter what, even if it is youth dialogue, yes, let that one be a subset of that broad. We call it broad national dialogue. Can you hear me? Let's dialogue with wisdom. Yes, I can hear you.
That's right. Very quickly, do you also support the 30-day time frame, or you think that that would be way too much? Very quickly, just respond to that.
Yes, well, I support that time frame, but we can make it innovative. That, just like my other speaker said, that it must not be 30 days under one roof. They are online now, that everybody that everybody can do. Then before we now have little day, but going further than that, the broad national dialogue I'm talking about, it will be more than even that 30 days. Just like I said, our founding father, where we're coming from, 15 years before they had dialogue with the British. 15 years, just like from our declaration from what I mean, from what I said, 15 years before. So
we need to expedite this conversation, Mr.
Get it right.